My sinuses are just not my friend today. It's horrible. If you have really bad sinus problems, I recommend you like take an alcohol wipe and just like wipe your nose with it. Like just wipe the top so you can just like inhale the alcohol because it really like, clears your sinuses. Now I know I said something about being the last radio show, but I have a lot to say every damn second of the day. So, and then I don't really talk in person. Like I said, I voice my opinion on my show because it's my show. Um, I just read this GQ article about people that's in the military, Air Force, etc., being sexually assaulted and all that. Um, People that's in the Air Force, military, etc., are normally very aggressive because that's what they were trained to be in their station. You know, they were trained to have no mercy and all that business and jazz and function. And they normally take that with, um, they normally act upon aggression through their day-to-day life. Either it's they do a lot of aggressive sports when they get out of the military, or they just have a very verbal way of aggression, or the sexual part of it. If you're dating someone in the military or Air Force, 9 times out of 10, they're very aggressive during sex. And if not, then I don't know. But 9 times out of 10, if you were in the military, Air Force, Marines, all that other stuff, you're going to be very aggressive when you're having sex because in the Air Force and all that, in the military and all that other shit, your duty is to go out and get the job done. So I think when they're fucking, they're really not trying to pleasure you. They're just trying to fuck you and get their nut off because it's just that's the goal for them is to make themselves feel good. Now, what I was reading about was some people saying how they were raped and sexually assaulted and all this other stuff. Now that might happen, and it's kind of like with if you saw ECA, remember when the lady gave the student herpes, and at first she was just like all nice about it, and then once she thought about the consequences if this got out to the public, what would happen to her. So I don't think when you're in the military and you're raped or sexually assaulted, telling probably wouldn't do anything because the military can be like, okay, if this gets out, obviously people are not going to want to recruit themselves. We're going to lose soldiers and all this other stuff. So they're just like, either you deal with it or you stay here long enough, deal with it, and then leave. So I think when you're raped in the military or Air Force, telling is really not an option until you leave. When you leave, you can tell, but if you tell while you're in the military or Air Force, you're probably most likely going to have a lot of hell. It's kind of like being in jail. Let's be honest here, jail is nothing. But when you hear that you're going to jail, you're not thinking, oh my god, I'm going to be around police officers all day. You're thinking, oh my god, I'm going to be around like fucking inmates all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like being sick to your room when you just have your own privacy. You're constantly around other males, or if you're female, other females. And at this point, this becomes your family, and that's really scary because it's just like you don't know these people from jump. I remember my first day in jail. As soon as I got my plate of food, they took my cookies, they took my juice. They would have took my sandwich, but I'm pretty sure the officer was looking at that point because they were just walking by taking the stuff off my tray. Just a second, my sinuses, they're just up the wall. They're just really chaotic. It makes my eyes water really bad. I feel like I can't breathe. Jesus. So yeah, I'm not sick, I just have really bad sinuses. Um, so, you know, I'll tell you about my experience. I wasn't raped, but I was sitting in my bunk. And this black guy, I really want to vomit. He stood in front of the door. He closed, because when you're in regular jail, like Orient Road, because Falkenberg, you don't get doors. It's just basically like a campsite. Everyone's camping out. But in Orient Road Jail, you have doors for lockdown and stuff, and we weren't on lockdown. And if you close your door when you're not on lockdown, you have to have your door locked until an inmate comes. And if they don't feel like opening your door because you were stupid enough to close it, they're just going to leave you in there. So this guy closed the door, stood in front of the window, and pulled down his pants and told me to suck his dick. Do you think I did it? No. I screamed really loud. They came in, put him on the floor, and they sent him to another section or whatever. And then that's when, by the grace of God, this guy came in there for beating his wife. But it really wasn't like he really didn't beat her, because I could just tell by his energy, like he was a pussy boy. He had one of those girlfriends that beat his ass, and he just finally retaliated and slapped shit out of her. So, you know, she played the victim role and locked his ass up. He was a white boy. And me and him became really close and stuff. And yeah, it was really sad because I was in there from Tuesday to Friday. I met him that late Tuesday and he left that Thursday. So I just felt so lost because I didn't think my family was going to bond me out. Because if I went to jail in November and I would have stayed in there until January, and that would have been like torture, seriously. Because everyone looked at me like eye candy. It was so scary. And then even some of the people that gave me dirty looks, they started to like give me sensual looks. And I'm like, okay, if I don't leave this place, I'm gonna like eventually be raped in the shower. So, you know, what's your opinion if you're being raped or sexually assaulted? You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people that, I don't know, that's going to start so much controversy. I'll get to that season 2, you know, get more detailed into that. But, you know, with me, a lot of people worry about me because I'm not looking for anybody gay. Like, you have to be bi, you have to like pussy, you have to love pussy, you have to date a bitch in your past, you have to fuck a bitch in your past. I want a dude that is strictly top, you strictly just like to fuck me, or you will let me suck your dick. I don't like niggas that will ever be interested in touching my dick or me fucking them. I would literally break up with you. If you ask me that, it's over. It's never happened to me but once, and I literally almost threw up and I left like within the 5 minutes. So a lot of my family and people always like, why don't you just go for gays? Why don't you know? No, I'm not looking for that. And to be honest, I really, really want an officer or someone in the SWAT team or someone from the Air Force or the military to be my husband or a boyfriend. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm actually really looking for parties for Army people so I can go in here and find a boyfriend. So if there's any Army parties, Google or somebody needs to tell me about them so I can go. So yeah, have a great day. My sinuses are jacked, like I said. I think I'm about to go swim a little bit. I'm not sure. And another thing, which is off topic, I'll probably get into this later. Don't trust friends are 9 times out of 10 not your friends. And we're gonna leave it like that.